Expectations are high ahead of the Free State budget speech addressed by MEC Ketso Makume. Municipal and provincial department spending is expected to be high on the agenda. Currently, municipalities are owing water boards and Eskom billions of rand. SABC News reporter Makgala Masiteng is standing by for us in Bloemfontein. A very good afternoon to you, Makgala. What can you tell us?
Hi, Nompu. Indeed, as you have mentioned, we are at the Free State Legislature, of course, waiting for that address by the MEC for Treasury here in the province, Ketso Makume. And among others, of course, we are expecting him to touch on various issues, especially those that we know that have been high on the agenda, especially when it comes to this province. As you have mentioned in your intro right there, that we have seen, of course, various municipalities are still struggling because it's not a new issue. It has been a challenge for quite some time where we see municipalities struggling to pay their debts. I had indicated earlier on that during their address, of course, during the adjustment of the budget, they did indicate that they have like about 10 municipalities that have been placed on Eskom debt review program, but we have already noticed that some of those municipalities have been defaulting. So we will learn, of course, today on how the province is aiming to resolve some of those issues. But Nompu, we are also expecting him to also touch on issues of revenue collection in ensuring that departments are, of course, able to maintain themselves, and not only departments, also various municipalities in terms of the revenue collection, because that has been a concern for quite some time as well. But we will see, of course, when he addresses as to what kind of arrangements the province is making in terms of addressing some of those issues. Of course, many of these issues are leading to or having an impact on service delivery on the ground. So we'll see in terms of allocation how MEC Makume will be addressing some of those concerns here in the province. But also some of the issues that we're expecting to come up are those issues with regards to infrastructure development in the province, which we know that it has been quite a challenge in the province. I want to bring in, I see a member of EFF who is a member of the Free State Legislature here. I want to bring him quickly just on expectations, of course, on what we can expect, or rather what they're expecting as the EFF in terms of the budget, as Simanga. He's also provincial secretary for the EFF. Thank you very much for joining me. Of course, in about an hour, we'll hear MEC Ketso Makume tabling his budget. What are your expectations?
Obviously, on top of the agenda should be job creation, so that you are able to create a tax base where you will be able to tax people. But sustainable jobs for that matter. It doesn't make sense that today we have Lesotho with a very strong textile industry, while Free State areas such as Botshabelo and Qwaqwa used to have a very strong textile industry. And those companies which were operating by that time are now operating in Lesotho. So let's check things that we are using on daily basis. We are using Vaslabs, Vascoms, your cutlery. Why are we failing to produce those things in South Africa? By so doing, you'll be able to do sustainable jobs. You'll be able to create sustainable jobs. But amongst other things, we're expecting MEC to talk about 24-hour clinics in areas such as Cornelia is isolated, it's in the margins of margins. Such areas, you need 24-hour clinics because it's far from hospitals, far from other towns. Ambulance take times to arrive there. So if you create a 24-hour clinic, when people get ill, they are able to access clinic 24 hours. At least you are providing a remedy of some sort. But more than anything, as far as sports arts and culture, we must go back to the issue of Bloemfontein Celtics, we must go back to the issue of Free State Stars. We are saying let's revive those two clubs because we are saving also economic injectors in the province of Free State. So we must also attend to them and revive them. Makufe also will provide economic spin-offs in the province of Free State. We must go to such areas. But more than any other thing, free sanitary towels. We need to provide a girl child with free sanitary towels. We have a serious challenge of unemployment in the province of Free State. So these young people are unable to access sanitary towels, are using things that I cannot even speak about in this platform. So there's a backlog of incomplete houses, 11,000 incomplete houses. We do not know how will MEC arrive and address those issues. So these are challenges that are facing the province, but our wish is that he attends to some of those things that we have just mentioned as economic freedom fighters.
Thank you very much. That is Provincial Secretary of the EFF, of course, talking about their expectations as the party. Of course, what they're expecting on top of their list is the issue of job creation. Of course, with the indications of the latest stats, looking at the last quarter of 2024, it was indicated that the province is standing at 31.9% of unemployment rate. Of course, we'll wait and see how MEC Makume, whether he will be able to touch on those issues as expected by the EFF and other issues, Nompu, as I have indicated, issues of service delivery, issues of revenue collection, and also issues of assisting various municipalities to regain that stability here in the province. So we're expecting them to start coming in any moment from now. I can see behind me already they are setting up. We are expecting them to come in around that 2 o'clock.
Right, thank you so much. My colleague there, Makgala Masiteng.